What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking a bit about handheld gaming, and I was going to show like my PSP and stuff, but my PSP is kind of borked right now. So in lieu of a Sony handheld, I'm going to wear this. So I think it's probably pretty safe to say that we're getting to a point of diminishing returns when it comes to console power. Just look at last generation to this generation. There's been some improvement, but we're well beyond the point of a generational leap in graphics capabilities of consoles. It seems obvious to me that what's happening is the next goal in the next 10 years or so of gaming is going to be taking these big home consoles, these big powerful machines, and condensing them down into being this more portable experience. Nintendo's been kind of ahead of this curve. They've always kind of pushed a handheld portable experience, dating all the way back to the original Game Boy, but there's always been a separation of these are portable games and these are your home console games. And over the past decade or so, they've really been bridging that gap with something like the Switch, which did a really good job of giving you more of a home console experience on the go. And now with something like the Switch 2, which actually has some oomph behind it, like it's not PS5 levels of powerful, but there is some serious capability in this thing. And as time goes on, I feel like portability is going to be the next frontier, because we've got companies that are really trying to make this a reality, with Lenovo and Xbox teaming up for the Legion Go X. PlayStation tried again with the Portal. All of the Android emulation devices, which are getting more and more powerful and can even run some Steam games now. Valve's Steam Deck, and them announcing recently the new hardware that they're coming out, one of them being the VR goggles, which has capabilities in itself to be a system. There's been a lot of push in the last couple of years in the portable space, and I feel like that's the frontier that gaming is heading, is to make high-powered gaming more and more portable. Problem with portability that we've kind of been encountering in the past several years, and that's the actual portable nature of these things. I know when I think of portable gaming, I want something that if I'm a passenger on a long road trip, or if I'm on a flight, or just sitting in a waiting room, I might want to play one of my games. But the problem with something like the Switch 2, like the PlayStation Portal, like the Steam Deck, is these still require effort to carry with you. Like, sure, it's nice to be able to take this on a trip with me, but if I'm going to carry this around with me for when I'm going to like a doctor's appointment and going to be sitting in a waiting room for a little while, I have to have a dedicated space to carry this thing. And it's even worse with something like the Steam Deck or the Legion Go, because those things are huge. The Switch 2 at least has a benefit of being very thin, because so its case is not gigantic, but the Steam Deck, while very capable, is gigantic and won't even fit in some shoulder bags. Like, you have to have like a backpack or something to carry the Steam Deck. And same with the Switch 2. It's big. It's nice to be able to just pick it up and play it like this, but we've gotten away from what made portable gaming great, and that is pocketability. With something like the DSi or the DS Lite or the models of Game Boy Advance, they're all small and thin, so they fit very well inside of our pockets. These don't require a dedicated carry option for them. There was cases at the time, but there's not a dedicated sling bag that I feel like I need when I carry around a Game Boy Advance like I do whenever I carry around my Switch 2. You literally can go from playing your Game Boy to go, oh, I gotta go, turn it off, flip it down, and drop it in your pocket, and you're off. There's no fiddling around with getting it back in its case, to getting it back in your bag, to carrying your bag and getting on your way. You can just power down, close it, and you're off. The same goes for the DSs, and possibly even better, because these have a sleep function built into them that you don't even have to turn them off. You can just close it, your game suspends, and you can get onto whatever you're doing. And whenever you get to the point where you want to pick up and play again, you just open it back up and you're right where you left off. And I understand why these consoles are so big. They're going for more of a good gaming experience than they're going for proper ease of gaming. The Switch 2 has a gigantic screen, which is a good thing, because a bigger screen means you can do more with what's going on, and you can actually sit here and get something more like the gaming experience that you get whenever you're playing at home. Not only that, but they have to be bigger, because the internals are a lot more power hungry, power heavy. They've got to have bigger batteries in this. They've got to have better cooling in something like this. And so they have to be big in order to get that gaming experience, in order to get that home gaming experience on the go. But there just is a magic to gaming that I feel is kind of lost whenever you can't just pick it up and play it. My Switch 2 being my backpack, if I'm going somewhere and I'm on a long drive or on a flight or something, I have to really make sure I want to play my game, because I have to dig in my backpack, find its case, pull it out of its case, find a place to put it its case while I'm playing the game, and I've got to keep track of everything while I'm there playing, just so I can make sure I can have the easiest time putting it all back whenever I'm done. With the DSi, you don't have to do that. It's all right here. Everything's already protected because of the clamshell design. You can just pick it up, play. When you're done, you close it, you're on your way. I understand the draw of where we're going because you want that better experience on the go, but I feel like there's a balance of compromise or something that you have to meet. Yes, the Switch 2 is portable. Yes, the PlayStation Portal is portable. Yes, the Steam Deck is portable, but because they're not pocketable, I'm really not going to carry it with me unless I'm planning to bring a bag. And even then, it'll depend on the kind of bag that I'm bringing. And we've been drifting from that for a long time. The DSi is a prime example because the DSi XL is a thing. Look how different that is in size. And the same went for the 3DS and the 3DS XL. Just look at that. Yes, having the bigger screen is nice, but in getting that, you're really sacrificing on the pocketability of it. The DSi is small enough that it's smaller than something I'm already used to carrying around, and that's my phone. As you can see, DSi disappeared behind it. This I can drop in my pocket and go about my day and forget it's there because I'm already used to carrying around my phone. This is a slab in my pocket that I'm going to feel the entire day. And Lord help me if I'm going to be sitting down for a while and not able to play it, like if I'm in the car driving or something, then this is going to just be a lump on the side of my leg for the entire time. That's why I like something like the Playdate because it's so small. Footprint wise, including the crank, it's the same size as a GBA SP, but it's so much thinner because the Playdate in its case is about as thick as the bottom half of a GBA SP. Nintendo has tried to remedy the pocketability thing several times over the years. The DMG Game Boy was a very innovative thing in its time, and so whenever they decided to refresh, what did they focus on? Making it smaller, making it easier to carry with you, making it easy to slip into your pocket and go about your day. Because the DMG is just too big for pockets, but this, aptly named the Game Boy Pocket, was designed with pocketability in mind. They gave you the exact same screen size in a form factor that is so much easier to just carry along with you. And that's not the only time Nintendo's cared about pocketability. You had the original Game Boy Advance. All right, that's a decently sized system. Let's keep the screen size and make it smaller. And so we got the Game Boy Advance SP. The SP had a flip up screen so that way they could keep the Game Boy bits here and then the screen could be somewhere else. So they could make it so much smaller as far as footprint goes and make it more or less the same thickness. Oh, well, this is still too big, so let's make it smaller again. They gave us the Game Boy Micro. Now they made compromises with the Micro, sure, with the smaller screen size, but if what you cared most about was being able to drop it in your pocket and carry it with you, the Micro was the way to go. Pocketability mattered with the DS for a while as well. You had your original Nintendo DS, which is wild for what it could do at the time, but it's admittedly a bit bulky. So let's keep all that functionality and just make it smaller, and they gave us the DS Lite. Screens are exactly the same size, but as you can see, it's a bit smaller in the footprint area, but most notably, it's so much thinner. When they decided to drop the Game Boy functionality, we got the DSi. It is ever so slightly bigger in the footprint department, but they made it slightly thinner and gave us slightly bigger screens, so that extra little bit of footprint was understandable. But the DSi is kind of where the mindset shifted, because it was almost like they went, okay, we can't make it any smaller, so what can we do to make a better experience? Well, let's go bigger. And they went bigger in every way. It is wider, it is taller, it is thicker, but you get bigger screens to give you a better gaming experience. And while it is a better gaming experience, you lose some of the portability of it. And they did the same thing with the 3DS. The original 3DS and the DSi are more or less the exact same size. But when they wanted to refresh the 3DS, they went the same route they did with the DSi, and they made it bigger. A lot bigger. Again, sacrificing that pocketability for a better in-the-moment gaming experience, sure, but much like the portable consoles of today, I'm much less likely to carry it around with me simply because it's uncomfortable to throw in my pocket and go. So there's definitely a balance there that you have to find, because at the end of the day, as photographers say, the best camera for any shot is the one you have with you. The best console for any session that you want to do is the one that you're actually going to have with you to play on. If I'm just going out and about on a random Tuesday running errands and there's going to be a moment that I know I'm going to have some downtime, or if I just have some random downtime in that day, I'm a lot more likely to carry a DSi or a GBA SP with me than I am my Switch Switch 2. I have to plan to bring my Switch 2 with me somewhere. I have to know I'm going to have some time to play a game in order for me to consider bringing it. The DSi I will bring with me on a random Tuesday in case I have some downtime. I think that that's an important part of portable gaming that we've definitely gotten away from. I think we kind of need to focus in on that and see if that's something that we can get back to. Like I said before, at the end of the day, the best console to have is when you're actually going to play. And in the constantly going lifestyle of an adult with things to do, remembering to pack and then having to lug around my Switch 2 all day is going to be a lot more of a pain in the butt than just dropping my DSi in my pocket on the chance that I might have some downtime during the day. And because it's so much easier to carry this around, I'm a lot more likely to do it. So as an adult with things to do and having a hard time scheduling time to game, having this with me for the random 15 minutes that I'll get to sounds really nice. Either way, I'm rambling now. This has been 41 minutes, good Lord. So I think I need to stop before I ramble any further. What about you guys? How do you feel about the state of portable gaming? Do you feel kind of like I do, where yes, portable's good, but we've gotten away from what made portable gaming good in the first place, which was the ease of carrying it around? Or do you think the opposite of I do, in that the trade-offs of these more powerful portable systems is worth the hassle of having to pack and plan around carrying them with you? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. But I think that's all I have to say about this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to bringing you even more videos just like this one as the days go on. If you like the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you like what I do here, then hit subscribe, because that does help me out a lot. Once again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, y'all.